So, Milan, 1. Inter, nil. What is that? I know it's like Allegri, like 1-0 Cortamuso. We get El Cortamuso twice, by the way. And Milan doing a double against us. I had a bit of late recording since I cooled my head for a bit. Think back a lot of things. Look at stats. Like 2 shots for Milan, 1 for Inter. Of course, Milan are lucky. Actually, Inter are lucky that's not a 2 or 3-0 in the first half. It's, I think it's very, very predictable. Whenever Inter concede first, if we end up losing the game, I mean this season, 1 win when trailing, and that's against Pisa. Yeah, that's mentality. It's gonna be something about the mentality. For every big game, we tend to concede first. Like, okay. And then there are times when, to come back, nope. There are 1 or 2 more daggers. Right? Like that. Unless your Allegri gets 1-0 Cortamuso. I know I've seen XG where Inter has higher XG, but it's absolute nonsense. I mean, we didn't create anything. Use your eyes, we didn't create anything. I mean, park the bus type. How are we gonna create? We're expecting a Milan mistake. I mean, there's that for the ref, but game's 90 minutes. I mean, you have Luis Enrique. Where is he? Dribbler type, but can he beat his man? Also, the first goal is really part of his fault. And then there's Milan. You expect them to not press, sit back. In fact, 1-0, second half, I expect them to sit back, bring Hakan. Because I know the keeper's big game record is spooky. But a part of it, tactics, At this point, part is tactics, and another part is, tactics, and another part is mentality. I mean, what, 7 games so far? We beat them? 7 games. I don't know what the record is. You go from winning 6 games in a row and only to get 7, can't beat them once. Okay. But yeah, the players, like most of them aren't even gonna show up. Like Barella, physically done. How can he be physically done at like what, 29? What's the life expectancy of midfielders? Because most midfielders I know of, they end up most midfielders end up fading off around early 30s, mid 30s. Like, okay, is Barella that stage already? Build up. I know besides cross it inshallah for DeMarco, but even then it's contained. And then strikers. No, Lautaro is very spooky. Because besides the GNA, which I think casuals usually judged by it. Casuals judged by GNA for someone like Lautaro. Problem is that with Lautaro, he tends to drop deep and help build up play. Build up looks stagnant. In fact, it's been stagnant since he's been injured. I have never seen. Because when was the last time build up looks fluid without Lautaro? Like PO, he's not going to build up. Target man, Rom, you can forget about that. Barney still raw. Like, Barney's supposed to be advice to Rom at least. Yeah, it's like a summary of Inter. And when they lose matches, stale, mentally broken. And there are times when you wonder, why are you playing high line? Well, you look at the high line. Your only option, other option is a Cherby and DeVry. It's Kanji and it's like a Kanji Bisek, Bastoni. They are not box defenders at all. You have DeVry. I don't know why he's not being played. And then you have a Cherby. I mean, with what he's supposed to do, box defending, but even then, he's physically finished. In fact, I think he's finished at all. Also for that, so we didn't have that. But otherwise, we're stuck playing a high line. Even though we conceded what 21 goals right now, 22. I'll take a quick look. Yeah, 22 goals. Yeah, it's a lot more in the lower end. I honestly think, yeah, if Summer is a statue, we don't have box defenders. I honestly think we're just lucky that for our high line, we take advantage of the striker problem. In fact, I don't think most strikers are that pacey. Yeah, you have other teams where they don't have pacey strikers to kill us, so we can't defend deep. And then you have you don't have pacey striker to kill us, but we can't afford to defend deep at all. At first, I like okay, it could have been 2-3. But I think Zelensky. Actually, the only bright spot is Dumfries. You know what? Start him. Start him. I mean, he played in the second half and played somewhat better with Dumfries, Mickey off. I don't know anything about Mickey. Oh, we're back to the default setting. That one easy chance. Uh, struggle to have control in the midfield, especially with. In fact, I think Zelensky basically the one man midfield again. Zelensky one man midfield again. Like okay, no Hakan. Like I already play him. It's one thing for certain. Midfield, it has to be Zelensky, Hakan, and Susic. That's midfield. Off front, Lautaro and Pio. In fact, I think our best lineup, if everyone is fit. I mean, Joseph, Bastoni, Akanji Bisek, DeMarco Dumfries, Zelensky, Hakan, Susic, Lautaro and Pio. Because I think we really need to massive overhaul in the summer. Like draw board, I would do match ratings. I'd probably be a little bit low. Maybe ramble all of that. Like, yeah, just start rambling all of that for each individual player. The team, because I think it's Kibu. If I talk about Kibu, we get technically outclassed. But at the same time, squad building would somehow just catch up to us. So, Summer, I think I'd give him a 4. Actually, 4.5. First half, he didn't command the box very well. Misplaced pass, could have given me an early goal. So, yeah, 4.5. Bastoni, 5. I mean, for second half, he doesn't do much because Milan just is sitting back. In fact, there's times where lucky because Fofana is shooting. Like, okay. 5. Akanji. I give a 5. Bisek. 4.5. Actually, 5. Like, scrambling. Actually, no, 4.5 is fair. I can talk about the referees later on. That does defense. Even though we don't concede one goal, I don't think they play a good game. In fact, first half, they've been lucky. Second half, I don't think Milan even tried to attack. Zelensky, 6.5. I don't. Yeah, pretty much, again, carrying this midfield. Mickey, 4. Like, okay, we're back to Mickey's default setting. DeMarco, I'll give him 5. 5 is ineffective. In fact, I don't think he crossed lots. That's what worries me. You have no Lautaro. You're gonna start building up. You shove Zielinski. Zielinski and Regista because you don't have a fit Hakan. You won't have his final third passing that frequent. And then you shove DeMarco. You basically cut off our crossing. So how are we going to get the ball to the goal? No Lautaro, no Zielinski, no DeMarco. How are you going to get the ball to? Actually, no Zielinski, no Hakan, Zielinski, Lautaro, DeMarco. Because this team, like, yeah, this is what the team really 4 individuals. That's it. Barella, give him 4. Like physically done. For Barella. There's a reason why we're linked to a physical midfielder. In fact, physical midfielder, dribbler. Wonder where are those targets? Luis Enrique, 3. I honestly think this is Luis Enrique when they don't give acres of space for him to run. Like, when people say, "Oh, it's a decent game, good game," hold up. When people say that, first question is the opposition using their width, defending their width? If not, then of course he's gonna have a really good game. A dribbler who can't even beat his man, and crossing like nope. Bonnie, 5. Theo, 5. Because of Bonnie, like okay, let's get physically beaten by Milan's defense. Theo, 5. Because like, can you win a header? Got Milan's defense. Like look like strikers, no service. No service over the midfield for the strikers. Susic. I think I give him 6. I think Susic and Dumfries get 6. Dumfries, a lot more explosiveness in the right side. In fact, I'm not sure why Dumfries isn't picked. Sure, he's got to be 100% fit at this point, right? So like, wait, I think for Kivu, like okay, you get injured, take some time to regain the mental sharpness, but at some point it's gonna be a bit too long. Carlos Augusto, I think I give him 5.5. Because Bastoni's crossing is really missed. But I think it's Bastoni got injured. Because I need to do some medical check. A quick check. Because if we start picking up injuries now. Like, okay. Cortezi, I'll give him 5. 2, 5. For Cortezi. When I look at them when they play together, I know this is not going to go well. Because they just don't work well together. Kivu. Well, I know they're like strikers. I know that 3-5-2 is permanent, so they can't do anything about that. Like, how is Hakan not 100%? He played yesterday. Really can take advantage of Milan sitting deep. Right? Because Hakan, you can at least shoot from a distance. And shoot from a distance, like, okay. Like, why wasn't he brought on? Surely can do better than Mkhitaryan. Suter can do better than Barella, right? I defend really our best defense, really. Like Luis Enrique. I guarantee you an 80% match sharp Dumfries can do a much better work job than Luis Enrique. In fact, I think the Kivu, he gets a 4. Tactically outclassed by Allegri. Referees, I'll give them 4.5 around that. Like 4.55. Look, for referees, like, okay, why is Salamakers on the ground? Shouldn't be when and plays going on. If it's a head injury, you just stop play. Something like that. The Milan players collide together and get warning foul. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, but everything else like 70 minutes in, like okay, it goes all right. And then last 10 minutes, why is he blowing the whistle to stop play once in a while? And also, why blow a whistle or a corner? Are you blowing a whistle? Is he getting ready? Not ready or something? Is he not ready or something? Someone help me out here. Also, where's VAR check for the handball? Look, I know the 9-minute game, but there are tiny margins for this. Yeah. You know, I know like 7 points right now. Yeah. If Inter managed to bottle Scudetto, I mean, it's possible. I'll say that because for bottle Scudetto, it's been crawling without Lautaro. I mean, it's possible. Honestly, just sell half the squad while you're at it. You need an actual rebuild. The lack of leaders of this team will cost us. In fact, I think we're just lucky that, but because our high line, yeah, take advantage of the high line pressing, and Serie's strikers are pretty slow in retrospect. Yeah, take advantage of that. All right, that's it for my post-match reaction. I'll be for rebounding that. So yep. I know Milan. They still have to play Napoli in the Maradona, where Conte's unbeaten, and Juve. But then again, Juve haven't been a decent side like us. Like, okay. Alright, that's everything. Don't forget to like, subscribe, put your match ratings in the comments. 6 being average out of 10. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye, and Forza Inter.